Welcome and hello, MACC members. I'm Laurel Hansen, MACC's Program and Member Engagement Manager. Welcome to Ask MACC, the Workforce Edition podcast. This is brought to you by the Metropolitan Alliance of Connected Communities. We know our network is faced with ongoing and incredible challenges when it comes to workforce. Our workforce is how we provide valuable services in the community, but our workforce challenges can also create difficult hurdles for our organizations to operate sustainably. There can be complex and seemingly insurmountable barriers to deal with, and that's why at MACC we launched this Workforce Solutions Initiative that includes bite-sized recorded conversations in the form of these podcasts all about workforce issues, and we accompany those with resources that are available in our Workforce Solutions Hub. Well, that's a mouthful, a way of me saying we're here for you. We've launched this workforce program, and we hope you'll check it out. During this brief conversation, I'm joined by Chamille Edmonds, and Chamille's the Program Manager of MACC member DART's Home Services, and I'm really excited to hear more about that. And also joined by Diane Seep. You've heard Diane here on the podcast before. She's the Senior HR Consultant at MACC. Thank you both for being with me today on the MACC podcast.
Thank you.
Right. Yeah, good to have you here. Well, let's go ahead and jump in. And Chamille, I'm so glad that you could be with us here today. I think I'd like to start out by just asking you a little bit about DARTS, the organization that you are in a leadership position with. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do at DARTS and what needs DARTS fills in the community? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. Thank you so much, Laurel. So DARTS is a community-based nonprofit. We work throughout Dakota County, helping adults ages 55 and older. We provide different services that kind of help individuals remain in their homes for as long as they can before there may have to be a transition to facilities like a nursing home or assisted living, or even moving into a home with a relative. Um, and some of the needs or services that we do offer that help with that. Of course, one of our bigger programs is transportation. So we can help offer individual or group rides, and that could go maybe help someone get to the doctor. We have loops that go around within several cities here, West St. Paul and South St. Paul, doing the loops to go to grocery stores or maybe even a medical center. We provide services indoor and outdoor. Um, so we're trying to help keep the outside tidy. So there's snow removal, and also help with cleaning gutters and mowing lawns, things like that. And then a part of our program of home services is also to help with some small home repairs. So if you need a light bulb changed or new fixture put up, we can assist with that. And a part of where I am is in our homemaking department. So that's on the inside of the home to help keep that clean.
Yeah. So what's your role with that program? Sounds like a great organization and really valuable. A lot of services for that population that we don't always think about. And it's wonderful. This is just an aside comment because I do want to hear about you and your role, but I mean, what a wonderful asset to, like you said, it keeps people in their homes as long as possible, and that's so important to people. So what's your role and what keeps you busy at DARTS?
Well, as you mentioned, I'm the program manager of our home services, and I work directly with our homemaking team. And also our clients as well. So to start with, we have a list of clients who are looking to receive services. So I'll reach out to them asking if they're still interested. I'll do the intake portion, and then I'll try to match them with one of our staff members to see who might be the best fit with that client. And I'll help. So that's with the intake, and then the scheduling. I'm also very much into the recruitment area. So I'll screen and then do the interviews, and go ahead and get started with the onboarding process. and
Mhm.
provide orientation for our new members with that. A new part of my role too is learning to help with budgeting. So that's fairly
Ah,
new. So I'm kind of trying to get acquainted with that piece yet
wonderful.
and still, but yeah, very nice.
That's a big important role. How many people are you, how many people on your team? How many positions are you trying to keep full on a regular basis?
So currently we have about 16 homemakers
Wow.
and yeah, a team that we have a
Mhm,
partnership with. But
mhm.
yeah, and we're looking to grow that on a daily basis. I want to get up to 20 plus. So we're always on the lookout for new team members.
Yeah, well, and that's why we're here today to talk about some of these challenges and we certainly hear from MAC members that workforce is keeping positions filled, keeping people retained is a big challenge for our organization. That's a great segue because I wanted to jump into some of those challenges that you've had with keeping your team full and thriving and certainly, it's one of the reasons why we launched this Workforce Solutions Initiative, and we're really focusing on trying to build our members' capacity with additional workforce resources. Um, and one of the areas that we've been looking at is recruitment and recruiting, because as we listen to members, we really do understand that finding staff can be a challenge, specifically in our sector because of some of the challenges in our sector. Um, is that a struggle that you've had? Is that something you've experienced in trying to fill positions? Is that hard?
Yes, I would definitely say that that is a bit of a challenge. We go to different sites or on different sites advertising our positions,
Mhm.
and it's just a matter of when I might check and see that we do have a few applicants, but there's not always an influx of good
Yeah,
of candidates, who might come through. I do frequent job fairs, just trying to look for new talent, and sometimes we do get people who will stop and show interest, and then sometimes not so much. So it,
yeah,
it is a bit of a challenge.
yeah. How does that affect you and the team when you just have this long, you know, history of not being able to keep positions filled? Like, how does it affect you, your team, and the people that you serve?
Well, we have a list. We get calls on a daily basis of potential clients who are looking for help, or case managers looking for help for their clients. And sometimes we might have to just continue to add to the list or try to refer, clients to different agencies because of our challenges with staffing. And so the list gets bigger, but we are working, towards growing our
Yeah,
staff.
must be hard too. It must be stressful for you and your team as well because it probably just puts a lot of extra work and just daily stress on your plates as well.
Yes, and you tend to feel bad at times because you want to help. We are here to help. We want to serve
Mhm.
our community and provide as many different services as we can. And so, with sometimes having that shortness of our staff, it becomes a bit hard to fill that.
Yeah,
But
definitely. I feel for you. Well, so this story takes an interesting turn, and I want to jump into one of the reasons why I wanted you to come on was just to share a little bit about a new partnership, some new, so I would call them innovative approaches, things that you're trying to do to address your staffing challenges at Darts. It seems pretty innovative and actually pretty gutsy of you to pilot something new like this. And I would just like you to tell us a little bit before we get into too many details, tell us a little bit about the process you took to seek a new path and like how did you know you wanted to find new partners? Like maybe what you were doing wasn't getting you to where you wanted to get to. So tell us about some of this new stuff you're doing at Darts.
okay, well, this was actually brought to me with
Mhm.
someone I worked with in the past here at Darts, probably initially back in 2017 and then launched in 2018. We were
Mhm.
just looking for a different way to serve our clients and also help with another organization provide us skills for their clients. And
Mhm,
so that's how we came to grow and to partner with Proact.
mhm,
And just to familiarize you with Proact, they're an agency located in Egan and I believe also a branch in Red Wing, where their mission is to provide person-centered services that enhance the quality of life for people with disabilities in the area of
mhm,
employment, life skills, and community inclusion. And so we got that off in
mhm,
2018, and it was just such a big help and such
mhm.
an inspiration because it was a total circle for the clients as well as for the participants to
Sure.
provide, those types of services.
Yeah. So DARTS partnered with ProAct, and this was piloted pre-pandemic. And so you
Yes.
initially started that work together where they in effect added to your workforce. So you were able to provide more services for the people you serve by through this partnership. And then as pilots are, things happen and the pandemic happened to everybody, but did that change the pathway for this pilot? Did you have to, pause, or did you take a turn, or what happened?
Yes. So, yes, after the start of the pandemic, I'd say probably around June of
Mhm,
2020, services had to kind of come to a pause
mhm,
through the agencies as well as some of the clients' wants at that time. And then ultimately, Proact scaled back and ended
mhm,
their enclave services. And those were the participants who would go out for employment
mhm,
opportunities.
mhm,
But here recently, we got the call again to reconnect. At
mhm,
that time, uh, uh, prior to the pandemic, we were working with 3 teams from Proact. Um, there would be a team of 1 supervisor and a participant, and they would have 3 to 4 clients per day. And
mhm.
so now we're starting back with 1 team, and that team is growing to fill their calendar. And we're looking forward to, just continuing to build and build more, as we progress and,
Wonderful.
and get more clients. So it's
Yeah,
it's amazing, and I'm very grateful for this opportunity to get
yeah.
reconnected.
Sounds like a win-win for both parties. You're both seeking certain outcomes, and you're able to work together to achieve those. Have you seen an impact on your clients and your ability then to, through this partnership, keep these positions filled?
Yes, well, definitely with having the team, there's an intergenerational connection there. And
Oh, I
so
love it.
client the client feels that they are empowered in helping the participant, gain the skills to help them progress and become successful in the workforce. And then the participants feel great because when they leave, they're feeling very proud that they've helped someone. The clients are very happy to have them there. They can sit down and have a cup of coffee and feel that their home is nice and tidy and clean.
Mhm.
And it's just again a win for each of
Yeah,
the parties involved. So
that's awesome.
yeah.
Um, we want to bring Diane into this conversation. Diane, senior consultant with MACC. I know, Diane, over the years, you've worked extensively with Chamille and the team at Darts. What is it about Chamille's approach at Darts that stood out to you? And what does this sort of outside the box thinking and willingness to try new things, what does that demonstrate to you about Chamille and Darts as an organization?
Thanks, Laurel. I would say, on a general level, right, we always encourage hiring managers to do networking through notifying current staff of openings, sharing things on social media through their personal networks, even leveraging the board of directors networks. And Darts does all those things, but it's not enough, right? At the end of the day, sometimes. And so we all know that employers have really had to think outside of the box about recruiting, especially during this tough market over the past several years. And I really see that Darts has the right mindset when it comes to being creative, with those staffing shortages. I know Shamil mentioned a little bit earlier that some of the additional things she's done is like participated in workforce center job fairs. They've posted openings with local businesses like Walmart and Target and fast food places in the Dakota County area. In addition to PROACT, they've also engaged in conversations to partner with other nonprofits like LifeWorks and Neighborhood House for homemaker hires. So I think they're really taking it beyond the, some of the general recruitment avenues and, just hoping that they'll get hires, coming through. And I think, DART's connection with PROACT, again, touching on what Chamille said, it not only helps them reduce their client wait lists, but it's providing these really great employment services and a connection with people of all generations, and helping provide those services to people with disabilities and those, older in their years. So,
Yeah.
I mean, really, that's just a great partnership for everyone involved. And I think that really speaks to the power of connecting with the community. If you don't kind of engage and have the conversations, how do you know, right? It like let them
Yep.
hear, and it's I'm really excited that they're able to have this partnership again.
Yeah. I just love this story. I love all of the, wonderful, for lack of a better term, byproducts, other things that are produced. The positions are filled, but the rich experiences that people are having. And Diane, you really hit the nail on the head. It's really about being open and willing to pursue partnerships. If Chamille hadn't had an open mind, an open heart to say, yeah, let's talk about this. Let's find a way to work together and let's see how we can each benefit each other's missions and efforts. I think it's a really beautiful story. And I'm so happy that I'm able to share it with our other MACC members today. Everyone is struggling to fill positions, and we all place ads and do job fairs, and they don't always get the job done. And coming up with new ways and just being willing to try new things is such, I think, an important step to getting beyond these challenges, which, frankly, don't seem to be disappearing. So I think this is the wave of the future here, working together this way. Chamille, it's been wonderful to hear about your work at DARTS with non-traditional workers and the story that you've shared. I really appreciate it. I just want us to leave this conversation. I just want to give you the opportunity and to ask you, is there something that you would recommend as other MACC leaders are listening to this podcast, if they find themselves in a similar workforce challenge, what do you want to leave MACC members with today? What do you recommend?
Thanks, Laurel. I would just, recommend to consider and think about, how things are changing, the world's
Mhm.
changing, and
Yeah.
continue to try to reinvent. Yes, we can stick with some things that do work, but don't be afraid to, have that outside the box thinking. Try to make new connections with different organizations. It doesn't have to be about a competition, but just trying to help, one another. One thing I do now differently at job fairs is not only wait for potential candidates to come over, but I go and introduce myself to the other employers to see what are they hiring for, what are they looking for, and how is there any type of way to tap in. So just always keep your eyes and ears open to see, how is there a way for me to maybe make a connection with others.
That's
And I think that's
wonderful
how
advice.
we'll move forward better. Yep. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's all the time we have now for this discussion. It has been really interesting, and I appreciate your time, contributions, Chamille and Diane as well. It's just great to hear from and learn from other MACC network members. So thanks for sharing today. MACC members, you're encouraged to visit the MACC website and our Ask MACC page of additional workforce resources. It's there, and you can access it at any time. You'll find a variety of information and links to helpful content, including more in this series of recorded HR interviews. So keep in touch. We're here to support you and our network of members. Thank you. Have a great day and be well. Goodbye.